Hey guys, it's your bear boy host Hito. We're fixing up this new bear technology right now. Kind of what we're doing. Hold on, is the camera on? Boom, camera's on. Hold on, I'm not classy. What is wrong with me? Why am I not classy? Because I'm not wearing the bow tie. I have to wear the bow tie. It's important. Okay? Whenever we do a host show, we just bow tie. Important. There we go. See? It's your bear boy actual host Hito here today. Where's my head? Where's my ears? Where's my ears? My ears, they're missing. Where are my ears? Are my ears missing? Oh, they're there. They're my ears. My ears were missing. I was like, what is going on? Is this bitch recording? You know? Senior discount during Utopia and another shot you with a beam and turned you into an old man. Oh, God. Guys, welcome to the Retrogade, as we have another awesome episode of talking our old retro bombs and our modern bombs too. This is where things are going to look really cool, really epic, really nice, and just like our guest, also epic, as I said before. So our first guest is the Epic Man World. Hello, how you doing? All right, so the Epic Man World, introduce yourself to the lovely people. Oh, so
PlayStation.
try it again, try it again, try it again, try it again.
Oh, wait,
Desktop audio was acting stoops. There we go.
oh, really? Oh,
Okay.
really?
Yeah.
God dang it.
All right, there we go.
Alright, fine. Alright, I'll reintroduce myself. Hello, everyone. This is the Epic Man speaking here. I am very appreciative for Hito Retro Gaming for inviting me here for this lovely podcast today. And for who I do Splatoon on my channel, Nintendo game mostly. Do PlayStation, PC games, and I love anime and all that sorts of that. So yeah, that's all you gotta know about me.
Is there anything else we should know about you?
Well, I mean, like, should I say like about what we're gonna do for the theme of this podcast,
I mean,
relating to my? Right?
uh, no. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good.
All right,
We're
yeah.
fine. We're
I
fine.
mean, that's all I can say. So I'm good.
All right. And then the next guest that we have is Nikki Berry.
That's me.
So Nikki Berry VTubes. So that's their VTube sprite right there. So yeah. So Nikki Berry, introduce yourself to the lovely people.
Hi, I'm Nikki. I'm a variety streamer mostly, but I like to stick to kind of more modern-ish, fun games. Not so much gritty, even though I did beat Dark Souls. But the point is, I like to have a lot of wild, crazy, but fun times on my stream. I also do tier streams and dramatic readings of really bad fan fiction, which is
Ooh.
yeah. But yeah, that's what I do. I like to sow a bed of chaos, but it's good chaos. I promise. It's very fun. But yeah, that's me.
All right. So there we
Ooh.
go. All right. So today our topic is I can't read. I can't read. Classic to modern horror games. We're gonna look through all the years of horror games, and we're gonna try to remind people of all the horrible things we've done.
All the whole things we've done. Yes, I did something in the past that I'm never gonna forget about.
Pretty much instant follow. Oh wait, instant follows. Okay, there you go. Let's see. I got you.
Oh,
All right. So
Ooh.
I'm gonna ask my first question since Epic was the first to introduce. Nikki Berry, you answer this first question. Mikan's already starting. He's starting already. He's starting already.
Here we go. Whoa.
We just
oh,
started.
thank you. I was gonna sub actually, but thank you. I was gonna be like, I'm on the podcast and I'm gonna sub.
Why does everybody do that? It's not. It's not a requirement.
It's not a requirement. It's because we
No.
want to.
Okay.
Yeah, it's out of love, man.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Fine.
Deal
I'll
with
t-
it.
Accept it, man. Come on.
It's
Accept
start. Oh my god! It's starting. They're doing it. They're doing their stuff again. They're doing it again. Mom, they're being
Let it
kind
come,
to me
let it
again.
rain.
But anyway, so we're gonna start it off with the first question, and this is to Nikki. Starting off with Nikki Berry. What was the first horror game you ever played? What was the first one you actually remember?
I have two answers because the first one and the first game I ever became terrified with are two different answers. Technically, the first horror game I ever played was Silent Hill 2. But the first game I ever got terrified at was Quest 64 on the Nintendo 64 because the werewolves at night made me cry.
Oh, jeez.
And they're
Oh.
very scary. If you look at them, they're very scary. And they pop up because it was random combat. So they would just jump scare you all the time.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, boy.
That's terrible. Who?
Jump scares are not my thing, man.
We've seen that clip of me on Five Nights at Freddy's. We know for a fact that I can't handle jump scares for a second. There's a whole video of
Believe
jump
me,
scares.
Believe me, I wouldn't even do it either. Believe me.
Oh yeah, one of my most popular clips is me screaming in panic playing Until Dawn at a jump scare.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's terrible.
I mean, it does have a lot of those, yeah.
So epic. First horror game for you.
All right, so for me, for my first horror game, it would have to be, well, technically, it would be my first horror game to play / look at because I didn't play it. It was my aunt who played a lot of these games, and that is the first Resident Evil on the PlayStation 1.
Ooh.
It was really interesting to see such a game that really doesn't show much about with the music. Like, it was all quiet, and me and my aunt were just playing with each other, just looking at the environments and what comes up that would just scare us out of nowhere. Like, I didn't expect it. And like that one part in the beginning where with the dogs just came out of the window, like that part got me a bit scared. Like, I just flinched, but it didn't really make me go, oh, but no, it just made me flinch. Yet the game is pretty suspenseful for the most part, but it didn't outright scare me a lot. But yeah, that would be my first horror game, honestly.
All right. So for me, just like Nikki Berry, I got two answers, and this is gonna be stupid. So my real first horror game that I played, my first real horror game I ever played was Clock Tower.
Oh, I love Clock Tower.
That's not bad.
Okay, but here's the thing though, that's a horror game. But the first thing that actually scared, my God, stop,
You okay?
stop. But yeah, my first game was Clock Tower. However, you wanna know what scared the crap out of me? The first game I ever played that scared the crap out of me. Here's a picture of what scared me first. Oh wait, hold on. Of what scared me first. That scared me first. That scared me first. You wanna know why that scared me first?
What the heck is
Oh
that?
my gosh, yeah.
So the reason why Street Fighter scared me first, and this is a terrible thing.
Street Fighter?
So just seeing Vega get his ass whooped, like you see his head smashed in, the mask is gone. You never get to see his face until you beat him. And the reason why that scared me when I was a kid was because it was bloodier, and it was legit. It was bad. So I was like, it took me 5 weeks to beat Vega when I was like 4. So when I finally kicked his ass and I saw his face, I was like, I feel bad. I felt bad and I got nervous, and Mom was like, yeah, we're taking this away. We're gonna put this upstairs. We're not upstairs, we're gonna put this in the closet on the high shelf. You will never play this again until you are ready. And I'm like, thank you. And that face was forever imprinted in my mind.
Oh no.
But my first actual horror game was indeed Clock Tower. Like, it was a good thing.
I can sympathize with having like a scary thing stuck in your head for years because for like 2 decades, I had the single frame of that one of a creepy alien from the Animorphs commercial stuck in my head.
I don't think I ever recall anything about that.
I saw it once late at night, and it never left me.
It'll never let go. It's like Jack in the Titanic. It's just I will never let go. I will for
It's like an alien from freaking Animorphs.
they'll never let go. It's gone. Titanic was a
Mm.
tragedy, but you know what? It's okay. It's fine. But anyway, so my next question is, what is one of the saddest, scariest games you've ever played?
Saddest, scariest games.
I mean, Ebe, which is an RPG Maker game, was pretty sad. But for more, I guess, popular, well, not popular, but one that is a little more known, kind of, Rule of Rose, which is also pretty rare. I won't lie.
All right. What about you, Epic?
Okay, I want to say this would be the saddest game, but I don't know if I don't know if this counts as a horror game ish because it depends on how you look at it. The game I'm talking about is The Walking Dead, the Telltale series. Does
Yeah,
that even count?
that counts as a horror.
Yeah, that counts.
That counts.
Oh, okay, then
They're
good,
zombies.
'cause-
It counts.
yeah, because
Me comes talking about Eve, and yes, same. I also cried at that.
yeah, like because I would say that is the first season of The Walking Dead, the Telltale series, was mind blowing, and really got me all teared up at the end. Like that the part at the end, I won't spoil it, but at the end, it really got me emotional, and I legit like cried a little bit, and I felt really sad for the characters for what happened to them. Like I just couldn't hold it up, and I just wish like things would have been better. Like I was like desperately saying, "Man, this God dang it!" Like I was just so mad that they had to do this, but I understand why they do with it because they just want to make it more emotional. They want to make it more memorable, and it really got in my head for the rest of my life, and I never forget it. And yeah, like it's like something I will never forget about it. It's really sad.
It's fair. So
Yeah.
my saddest horror game was a psychological horror. It was pretty recent that I played this game, but Amori
Oh.
made me. It's so Amori is a psychological horror game that delves into a child's repressed memories that has been causing him depression, anxiety, and suicidal thoughts, feeling like he doesn't deserve to be there. And Amori literally it shows all of those emotions and feelings. When you start slowly unraveling what's going on through Sonny's head a little bit, you start to realize there's a hidden truth of what happened and why he is this way and why he created this other personality, which is Amori, and this whole entire world in his brain. When you figure out what happens, oh my god, it it hits you hard. Like like you will cry, you will feel these things. There's a lot of triggering things in the game though. As a warning, as I said, there are semblances of suicide, there is anxiety talk, there is depression talk. It's not for the faintest of heart. So if you're gonna play that game, if you're gonna stream that game, trigger warnings. But if you're gonna play that on your own, give yourself that trigger warning and know that that's coming. The game is still pretty cutesy and nice. It has that Earthbound field where you can fight Dial-Up. Yes, you fight Dial-Up as one of the bosses. Dial-Up is the boss in one of these things. In his imaginary world. You ever want to fight Dial-Up? Well, guess what? You can. You want to take out your 90s rage when somebody was on the phone when you're on the internet? Well, you can.
Oh my god.
The
Oh.
catharsis.
Oh no, and then even better. You want to know something funnier? This is where things get really ridiculous. This is where things get really ridiculous. You could fight the error 404 screen. Remember that time when the internet wasn't working and you got error 404? You would have let out that anger. That's also another fight right there.
Oh man, would I want to fight a freaking error 404 code?
But you do. That's the thing. You want to.
Believe me, I want to. It
So the
causes
game,
pain, misery.
so the game is silly. at the same time, like some of the bosses are serious, it's silly, but when you unload the overall story of Amori, it really does wake you up, and you just start feeling bad for the main character because he did something completely by accident, and it wasn't on purpose, but it's still in his mind that he's a terrible person and no one will ever forgive him. So essentially, it's just like remembering everything that happened. It's a very powerful game.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
So this goes to my next question now. What is the silliest, scariest game you've ever played? That's the silliest one you can think of.
I know one.
Go
and
for
it's-
it.
And it's a series, not just one, and that is definitely the Dead Rising series. All of them.
Dead Rising is so good.
The series coming from Capcom, they made some of the weirdest, like, because at first the first game it was supposed to look like it's serious, but then later on they just said fuck it, let's just go all out and just don't care about logic with the weapons, because now they have combo weapons like mixing a teddy bear with a stroller, and then some reason it has a gun on it, or having a wheelchair with guns on it, and you have freaking uh like you just go out all blazing and just killing zombies in the most ridiculous ways. Like there's just so many combos that you don't even think about, and also you even change clothes too. Like you can even have just your underwear, or you can just dress up as a gimp for some reason.
Heck,
Like
You can dress up as Mega Man and shoot zombie.
yes, and
heck,
because
if
it
you're
makes sense
feeling
for that.
yourself, if you're feeling your oats, you could just have Frank West in drag hitting zombies with a purse. Like, back off here, young
Oh.
man, young sunny boy, get away from me.
I'm gonna get you.
just wearing his drag Sunday finest, just clutching his pearls when the zombies come out of nowhere. Like,
Yeah, like like I fell in love with the series ever since, like, when I played the first game, which it wasn't even on the 360. I never owned it by then. I had the Wii version, which was the downgraded version, and even though I would have loved to have the first game, which I did later on, I still enjoyed the Wii version, even if it was just limited at the time. But I go beyond for getting the second game on PS3, playing the demo of it. I enjoyed it so much. I keep playing it because I want to see what kind of combo weapons I can just mix up with, and yeah, like it's the most silliest game that Capcom ever made. Like I just couldn't help but love it all over again. So yeah, that's my silliest game.
all right,
For me, um, well, since you mentioned Clock Tower, mine is Clock Tower 3.
wait, why 3?
Yeah. Because in 3, the main character is a young woman around 15 named Alyssa, who gets a letter from her mother and then goes back to her family mansion, despite being warned not to. And at the time, they were really pushing like motion capture with real people. So the animations in that game are over the top. There people jump and flip and kick their feet, and it's the wildest thing that you've ever seen. And along with these really like British accents. And if that's the kicker for the silliest game for me, is because you fight bosses very rarely. Most of the time, you're running away and hiding because it's Clock Tower, but you get to fight them eventually. And the way you fight them is with a magical girl transformation and a bow and arrow. And you finish off the bosses by launching a Sailor Moon esque super magic girl arrow into the sky and attacking the boss.
I didn't
That's
know.
something I never thought I would hear.
I never got to
It's
play
crazy.
3. I've only played the SNES version where I was just running away from AC Slater with hedge clippers. That's all I've played from Clock Tower. But
I'm genuinely telling you, even though I'm saying it's the silliest, it's a really good game. It's really fun.
Damn, it
Okay.
sounds like something out of an anime.
so
It's exactly like Adam and anime. It's so good.
so my silliest game, and only because of the mere fact that the creature models are really, really like weird looking. I found Dead Space 2 to be silly.
Wait, What?
Really, Dead Space. Wow.
Wait, Dead Space 2 silly to you?
There's a okay, so there's a reason why. Okay,
I
there's
didn't know. I
there's the
didn't
only
know
reason.
about this.
So the
There's no
character,
way.
so the character models just make me laugh because they're always like little wiggling around like crazy, like like the explosive babies for one thing. You have the little arms just like, and it's like they look so silly, like flopping all over the place. And I'm like, so I can't take this. I can't take the creatures seriously. They look like they're flopping all over the place, like they
That's fair.
like.
Okay. I think I get it.
I'm not gonna lie, I actually have some videos of Dead Space 2 to show you. So this is gonna go to the next one, which is, what is your favorite scary game commercial that you've seen that like showed off the game? So I'm actually gonna show you mine, and there's 7 of these because this is very hilarious. I loved these. These were perfect.
here we go.
These were perfect, guys. Are you ready for a Retrogade retrospection?
Yeah.
All right,
Let's see
all
it.
right. Here we go. This was hilarious. I love this. The commercials are called "Your Mom Hates Dead Space 2."
Oh yeah, when they made that weird campaign about your mom's hating
Yeah.
Dead Space, like that.
So
This might be my
Weird
favorite,
thing.
though. This is a given. This is so great.
Hi, how are
here you
you?
Oh
go.
my
Oh,
god.
pretty good. Do I sit down?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Should I turn off my cell phone?
If you don't mind.
Yes. I don't want it to ring. Okay.
Okay, welcome.
Welcome. How come you're not real sitting in front of me?
Because I want to be able to introduce this footage to you that I'm going to show you of this brand new video game.
A video game?
A video game, yeah. They're still working on it, so it's not complete. But we're going to have a little running dialogue, okay?
Okay, but these things over here,
Yep, we're going to play footage on there too.
and where else? Over
And right down
over
the middle.
here.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God.
So,
You're asking me to play a video game?
no,
Okay.
just watch.
Maybe.
Just make yourself comfortable.
Okay.
Sit back for it.
Okay, will do.
There we
'cause-
go. All
Okay.
right. Tell me what you think.
I see some robot of a person. Oh my God.
You see, like,
So
you see why
terrible.
I'm laughing now at the silliness of the creatures?
I know. Yeah, those things I can understand. Like, silly.
First
I-
impressions?
Oh, yeah, I'll show you my opinion. This is, it's gross. I hated it. Are you sure that to everybody, this one? Or different things?
They're all different, yeah.
And why did you choose
It's
this for
gross.
me?
I hate it.
Totally random.
Is this going to happen? Going to be shown or whatever? Or what are they going
They're
to
still
do?
working on the
Woman,
game, so
You ever play?
No,
Progress.
that's
No.
no wonder
Will you ever watch
society
a
is so
horror
corrupt.
movie?
No wonder why
It's
society is
not very
corrupt.
good. We'll have a
Oh my
society
God.
of criminals.
Yes, I
And it's
too
crap.
spend my
I hope
evenings
it
going
never
to
comes
space
true.
stations in
If
my
I ever see
spacesuit,
it
killing space
somewhere in the
monsters.
video,
Society.
I will personally take a hammer and slam it.
I will personally take the hammer and slam it.
Mom hates Dead Space 2.
Mom hates Dead Space 2. Oh, really? Because my mom doesn't play video games, but maybe she would liked it.
Like, I was dying of laughter because it was so. And then you have the different response with the other. This one's my favorite. Like, she actually was like, "Oh, look at that monster!" Like, I loved it. Like, she had the best reaction out of it. I found it very funny.
Let's see it.
How are
Here
you
you
doing
go.
this afternoon?
Oh, I'm okay.
I'll take your time. Go ahead and.
Okay, should I put it over here?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I'm talking to someone I can't see.
Oh, you can see me. I'm here.
Okay, oh, that's you,
I
okay.
think I remember this one.
I'm Charles.
Hi, Charles, oh, look at y'all.
Look at you. What we're doing here is showing you footage from a brand new video game. I don't actually work for the game company.
Oh, I
so
know this one.
I'm just
Yeah.
a researcher, so I'd love your
Okay.
honest opinion on what you think and what you feel when you see it. Let's see what happens.
Jesus, oh my goodness gracious. Woo! Look at that monster. Oh, what is that coming out of them? Gold? Oh, it's pretty scary. It's gooey. I call
Look at
it
that
gooey
monster.
because, you know, they
at
took
that
the guts
monster.
out and took the
I face palm.
colon, I mean, you know, the bone structure. Oh, some more. Oh, Lord. Lord, they can kill you that fast? How that man cut his own
yeah,
self, guys? Oh, there's a baby thing. That's a thing. What the hell? Oh, he fooling them. Oh,
What'd you think of that?
That's pretty gooey, but even though it's a video game, it's not reality.
It's actually based on a true story.
Okay,
Some
that was
astronaut or
very
something.
good.
That's what
A
they
true
did.
story? A monster like that? That look like that's something from outer space.
Don't tell her that it's based on a
You know,
true
I do
story.
believe
What
in,
the hell?
that there's other planets out there. We're
when-
not the only one, but if that's a true story, then that's top secret. You know how they ask you, do you approve or you don't approve or you medium approve? So I disapprove,
If
but
it's a
it's
true
not all
story,
the
then
way
it's
to the
top
bottom of the scale.
secret.
Thank you, Celestine.
All right,
Like,
bye-bye.
see, she took it like a pro.
Your mom's gonna medium disapprove.
Yeah, like
Got a
I can
medium-
talk to her for that.
Gonna medium disapprove, just medium. But yeah, like, so that's again, this is why I found the game silly, because not only did I see the commercials, but then I also saw the character models just like flopping all over the place. Like, it's kind of the same thing where you're playing Skyrim or you're playing Dark Souls, where the animation's just still flopping even after death. It's hilarious. So that's kind of why I said what I said about like Dead Space 2 being my silliest game, because legitimately that's all it was. It was a lot of silliness. So
I don't know if you remember this one part in the game where when like when you got captured by these two guys and you were being confronted, and then there was a ship that came out, and then one of these guys has a weird face if you get zoom out of it, like he just had this derpy face like like it was like so out of nowhere. I was like, okay, you guys could have made this guy look more human, because he looks like some weird alien creature that is wearing a human skin.
That was
Which would have
really
been funny live.
that was really similar to like something that happened in Resident Evil 8. No spoilers because it's not a plot point.
yeah.
But there's like a puzzle you solve, and then it tells you to look at the window. And I'm like, okay, I'll look at the window. And so
Oh.
you look out, and then it shows you like a code. And then while you're looking, one of the monsters like does a jump scare and appears in the window. And like I should have been scared, but it just looked like it kind of popped up and went, rah, and I was like, oh my god! And I shot him in the face. Like, it was not scary. I was just like, oh, okay.
I saw like a VTubers on YouTube where they having some of the different reactions where some of them got scared, some of them just shot first, like what you said. Like it was hilarious. Yeah.
Like
Alright.
halfway through that game, I was just shooting everything first, and I'm like, all right.
All right, so
Yes.
another question I have to have. So, for most horror games now, we have a lot of multiplayer with them. So, what is your favorite multiplayer horror game?
Ooh. Well, this one is easy enough for me to answer, and that is Left 4 Dead 2, all the way. Like,
Yeah.
that game's been popularized on PC because of the mods and everything. Yet the player base has been growing because of that, and and the campaign itself was pretty much fun. But it's just, but the most fun part about it is just yelling at each other when you're trying to say, "Oh my God, help me! The tank got me!" Like just trying to go for the funniest and most craziest clips where you just want to yell at your own teammates for help and to tell them to go there, go there. I was like, no, don't stop, drop the cola. We need your help. Like, because it just drives me insane. Like, I play a lot with Mike and Matt and everyone else. Like, they were so much fun. And Hito, you too as well. Like, you were also having fun with us as well. It was so much fun, man. Like I love playing with you guys, and I would love to play it all over again.
I need to have a day where we play Left 4 Dead on stream again. That was that's a classic.
We should.
All
I
right.
definitely want to do that.
So, Nikki Berry, same question. What's your favorite co-op horror game?
So like co-op or multiplayer, or you can just co-op.
Co-op multiplayer. We'd say tomato.
Right. I'll have kind of two answers because the one I like to play with friends is like Dead by Daylight. That's the one I go to because I play it a lot. But if I had to go with like kind of smaller hits that I really enjoy, I'm a big fan of, like, I forgot what it's called, but it's one where you work together with, like, another person to get through this, like, world with, like, different types of monsters with different parameters to beat them. Like, one you can't look at, the other one you can't shine a light on. I'm trying to look for it now, but it was on Steam and it's pretty popular. Or it was pretty popular. And it was very intense because, like, the further you went in, the more they mixed up the monsters. And you had to, like, follow every rule. And you had to, like, communicate. And it was very dark and intense all the time.
Okay. I need to know what this game is because now you got me curious.
I know. I don't think I recognize anything like that, but there could be something about it.
You've done me a curious.
You've done me curious.
Done me a curious. All right, so
I will be looking it up now.
So I will say this: one of my favorite games recently, because I don't play that much horror games usually, but when I do, I scream like the banshee in the corner, and it's a it's a big scream, big scream, like you cannot miss it. So the main thing I find laughable is phasmophobia.
Oh, really?
So here's why. So phasmophobia has gotten so silly, so dumb.
Oh, yeah.
When you find yourself
I can imagine.
when you find yourself dead somewhere and you don't know why, you're just like, oh, I died. When you try to look at your body, and you see your body, and you see for a little bit where you're like, I died like that. Damn, that's a really that's a weird position to be in right now. Like, I don't know how to feel. Like, I always feel like I'm in this weird position when I die, and it's like, Jesus, could I not be in this position right now? Could I just not do that? So I actually do have a stupid clip, because I always do have a stupid clip, and I just want to show you the dumbassery that we do in this game.
We must see it.
I'm just trying to.
Spoke of it.
I'm trying to find it right now. It was basically called It's called Workplace Ethics. We were being stupid, and legitimately, it was just. It wasn't even me doing this. It was Waba doing this with Comey's Unmove Sprite, and it was just him thrusting into the Sprite, and I'm just like, this looks very strange. Like, this looks very, very strange. I can't. I'm trying to find it. It's called Workplace Ethics. I think we put the clip somewhere. I'm trying to find it. I have a lot of... Okay.
I found the game. I found the name. It's called Stay Close.
Stay Close. Stay Close?
Yeah, I don't think I've heard of it before.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting.
It does sound interesting. Like, don't get me wrong. It will definitely just... do that. Also, can we just talk about like the models of phasmophobia? When you go into somebody's head, when you get really close to someone's sprite, you see their brain. Mm-hmm. You see their brain. Their whole brain is shining.
I'm a fan of when you lean your head back and you snap your neck.
Sure.
Here we go.
Sure, we'll make. Okay, so we're gonna do a rave. We're just gonna.
Because we have glow sticks in the game, so it's like we have glow sticks. Like, who uses a glow stick when we're in the middle of something? Just like, who uses a glow stick?
They want to party, man.
No, I didn't want to party. I want to survive. I want to live.
Hey,
maybe the ghost wanted to party.
Listen.
I mean, like, before you go into the house, you gotta like, you gotta celebrate before you go in, man. Like, cause this could be your last day on Earth.
Listen, okay, you know what would happen? I'm gonna be the MC when I go into the high school or wherever. We start out like, okay, it's your boy MC Bear Boy host Hito, and today we're gonna rock with the dead in Phasmophobia. We're gonna talk to Karen White, who fell down the stairs and broke her neck. She is ready to start headbanging to the death metal that will be playing tonight. That's right, no vertebrae means your neck can go back and forth. Yes.
Okay, every YouTuber out there.
Next we have Daryl Stone, who literally probably should have his blood pressure down, because he literally just had his heart rate go up and then it just stopped. Like, it's Like legitimately, I would just always like vamp, come up with stupid ways that these characters have died in Phasma. We'll get a random name. I remember we had Shannon Stone, and I'm like, so she actually listened to Gwyneth Paltrow in the book that talks about how to place stones in a certain area, and she did it the wrong way. And yep, she died of epileptic shock. I don't know what happened, but it happened. Like I just make up all of these stupid things.
No, I do want to say for one, it should have been died when that Gwyneth Paltrow candle exploded.
Oh god. Like I'll come up with like stupid ways. Like for example, I remember we had a guy named Bruno. We had a last name like Mar, or it was either a reference to Bruno Mars. We made a joke. She's like, okay, so we have Kelly Mars. She actually did catch a grenade for you, and that's why she is dead.
Oh my god.
We were coming up with stupid things at each and every moment. Go for it. Go for it. Like it was just another one. I think another one was like we had a Santa based one because it was at Christmas. It was close to Christmas that we were doing that. We literally did so during the nighttime, it was literally Christmas Eve. We were playing Phasmo, and then I made a Lady Gaga reference because her name was Stephanie. We had a Stephanie, which apparently I believe that's Lady Gaga's real name. It's either Stephanie or something else. I'm probably bugging it. Yeah.
I have no idea.
So she was like, she actually did ride her sleigh in the night, and then she crashed through the roof. That's how she died. That's why we're in this farmhouse right now. She was trying to go to the barn house where the baby Jesus was being born, and just rode her sleigh straight down into the roof. Like I was coming up with literally, I was just thinking of the stupidest things we could possibly do. Another one was a joke on Rihanna's song Whips It. So it's like, well, she got a little too excited with the whips and chains, so she ended up suffering really bad internal bleeding, and now she's dead. Like that.
Oh my god.
We were
No, come on.
exactly. So she was trying to give an SOS, but no one heard her because they thought she was just enjoying it. So. It happened.
Oh my god.
He used to play Phasmo because he knows if I die, I'm gonna start stealing shit and putting it in the bed.
Oh my god.
Listen, that's the goal. Listen, if you die in Phasmo, your goal is to steal everything in the house and bring it into the truck. For example, you see that nice picture of the dog? It has no monetary value. Just bring it with you. Throw it in the truck.
Oh my god.
You find a laptop where potentially somebody did not wipe the browser history, you just take it with you and throw it in the truck. And then you look at it and then judge the dead later. It's fine. It's okay. It's perfect. I throw shoes at Hito. Don't throw shoes at me. Put them in the truck. Listen, you gotta win, okay? The most useless item that goes in that truck, whoever brought that in, they win. That's it. That's how it goes, okay? I remember I brought in a whole coffee mug. I took a teddy bear. And so, I took a teddy bear, yep, that's Hito. He's haunting us from beyond the teddy bear. Just take a teddy bear. It's floating.
My valuable teddy bear that I bought $5,000 with.
Not the Build-A-Bear that I knocked down 5 Karens in the mall for. No, seriously. Did you not hear this? Did you not hear the Build-A-Bear story where somebody knocked down a whole bunch of people?
No. What is this? What is this?
I found Grandpa's denture cream.
What?
No, I'm reading chat too, because just bring all the useless. That's why I like Phasmo. It's so silly, but it's a co-op game. Your characters look really. I remember I died one time. My neck. Oh god, my neck was longer than a 6-inch, than a 6-foot HDMI cable. It was that bad. My neck got stretched. I think there's still. I think this is when I was playing with Matt and Kumo. We literally just found me on the stairs, and my neck was just through the wall, and you could see it poking out of the wall, some grudge shit happened. Oh my god.
They do live in herds.
So what? Your neck was stretching all the way from top to bottom?
Exactly. It was literally just.
God.
My back was broken. I was like this, and then the neck was just through the wall.
Dude, that would have been an awesome death to see, where a ghost just pull your body while your neck is still stretching for some reason.
Just turn him into Stretch Armstrong.
Right? With your neck? Oh my god.
These are the silly. This is, again, reasons why this is such a funny, good-looking, stupid game. It makes no sense. It's ridiculous, but it's a hoot and a holler to play. I haven't heard any of y'all talk about Castlevania because here's the thing with Castlevania.
I can talk all day about Castlevania.
I don't have that much experience.
We
with
could
it, but I
talk
played
about
a lot of
Castlevania. However, here's the thing. You know what you're expecting in Castlevania. You know what I mean? It's not like it's unknown. You're fighting Dracula.
Yes.
Like it's a vamp.
What is a man but a miserable pile of secrets?
The
Thank
box
you.
cover says it all.
Thank you. Like you're just fighting Dracula. You know who Dracula is. You know what's going on. Dracula's been ruined for a lot of things, honestly. When we talk about scary things, Dracula has been ruined constantly throughout a lot of things. So the thing I say this is because like whenever a game's like, oh, Dracula's the final boss.
Mm-hmm.
You mean the guy that goes 1 2 all I think is count.
No, better yeah, he goes bleh bleh bleh.
Bleh, bleh,
Bleh, bleh, bleh. Like it's
Hotel Transylvania ruined me.
like the vampires have been literally ruined because of media. That's the
Of
thing.
course.
Like
Yeah.
that.
Of course.
That's literally what it is. Like vampires have been ruined in gaming, so it's like, wow, okay, I haven't seen one vampire that truly scares me in a video game. That's what it is. Like,
nothing for vampires ever scared me.
which,
honestly.
speaking of which, now I have another question. This is non-horror. This is kind of non-horror related, but it makes sense when I say this. What is the scariest thing you fought in any video game?
Fought. So like a monster that you fought, but you're too scared to fight it. Is that what
No,
you're saying?
it's more like so. In a game that you weren't expecting a scary looking boss to come in or a scary looking creature to come in, what game would that be? And what creature?
Again, Quest 64. The wolves.
The wolves.
All right. Well, this one is not too long ago, but a demo that I will always be scared of, no matter how many times I open up, and that is the PT demo. If you guys remember.
Oh, the PT demo's so good.
I still
still
have it
have
on my
it.
PS4.
Same here. and
Pog.
holy shit! I cannot get away from Lisa, no matter how many times I try. Like she just comes up on your face, no matter what you do. Like she just comes up to you right there and just freaking snaps your neck, like it's just made out of twigs.
Yeah,
Like,
because Lisa's always with you. You can't escape her. She's literally inside you.
yes.
No, it's not a joke.
I
It's,
know.
If you look at your shadow,
No, I know, but
like, it's terrifying. It's the worst. It's absolutely the worst.
and it's,
Phrasing.
it's so, but it's even worse when you don't even know when she's gonna pop out on your face. When you're trying to avoid, a failing condition where you don't know if she's gonna pop up or not. Like I'm waiting for her to do it that way I can get out of the way while I'm trying to solve the puzzle. Like, let me go, Lisa, please. But no, she's like, nah, fuck you. Like, damn it, please. Like. And I hate it. I tried to do it in the dark once, and instant regret. I just freaking flipped out. I flipped out. Like, god damn it. I can't handle it in the dark.
It's absolutely terrifying when you look at your shadow and you see her on you, and like her shadow shakes, like it does the Jacob's Ladder shake thing,
Mm-hmm.
and your entire your upper torso is that, and I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah. Oh my god.
All right, so mine, and this is a weird one. This is the first time I've ever played this game, but it was the Dragon Age Origins game, and the thing that scared me was the Brood Mother.
Oh, the Brood Mother.
The Brood Mother. So here's the poem that tells you how a Brood Mother is made, and I want you to hear how grotesque this sounds. So,
It's awful.
so first,
Alright,
so
lay
here
it
you
on
go.
me.
First day, they come and catch everyone. Second day, they beat us and eat some for meat. Third day, the men are all gnawed on again. Fourth day, we wait in fear for our fate. Fifth day, they return and it's another girl's turn. Sixth day, her screams we hear in our dreams. Seventh day, she grew as in her mouth they spew. Eighth day, we hated as she is violated. Ninth day, she grins and devours her kin. Now she does feast as she becomes the beast. Now you lay in wait, for their screams will haunt you in your dream. This is Hespe's poem. These women suffer so much.
Holy shit.
These girls suffer so much. They go through so much things. Like, you literally hear everything in that poem. They are literally pure suffering and embodiments of it, and it's so bad.
Yep.
So I feel bad when I'm playing this game. They do a lot of gas. They do range spits, screams, sweeps, and vomits. It is really So not only are they scary to look at, which I think I have a picture right here of how they look, which,
Oh boy.
oh my god, it's terrible. By the way, lots of tetas. TOS, don't get mad at me, but if you play Dragon Age Inquisitions, you know what we see. We know what we're gonna see.
Oh yeah.
I never played it, so it's gonna be my first time seeing it.
So that's the brood.
I love Dragon Age.
So that's the brood mother.
Yep, that's her.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah,
That's a lot of nipples.
Oh, yeah.
there.
Yeah, so that's the brood mother. That's the scary thing that I've ever seen in a game. And then finding out how they were made was even it kind of made me sick to my stomach, just finding out how they were made. So I was like, not only is it scary looking, but its creation is even worse.
Oh my god. It's like even I don't know if it would make me vomit if I eat something while looking at it.
Like,
Honestly, it reminds me of Cleopatra from the Dante's Inferno game.
Oh yeah,
Not good. It's not good. It's not a good game.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready to see some horror game commercials?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Lay it on me.
So, the first one is for Dead Island 2.
Oh, Dead Island 2.
Dead Island 2.
When are we gonna get it? Never.
It's the E3 trailer from 2014, by the way.
Oh my. It's
Oh
all the
my
way back.
God.
That's like the only thing we've seen. Like we've seen footage of the game, but ever since they departed from the studio they were gonna make it, they just couldn't find the studio they're gonna do it. Like it's
Yeah,
still,
Dead
it's still-
Island 1 did have the controversial trailer, yeah.
Yeah, I will not be putting that on because I'm worried about it.
Wait, which one? The first trailer?
Yeah,
Where it
oh.
was slow mo.
Yeah, with the little girl.
Oh yeah.
He has the zombie bite right on his wrist.
He's like, if I'm gonna go out, I'll go draw.
Go to the hospital, my man.
You think he cares? Like,
Oh, right.
guy-
DCMA. Okay.
Yeah, it's the freaking what's that song? The Bomb by
Yeah.
Pigeons. So be careful with
Thank
that.
goodness I only put a part in, so they won't go on me. But
Yeah,
why?
hopefully.
Why? Oh, middle finger. Why? What the? Oh, there it is. There we go.
Yep. But here's the thing, like,
Oh no!
because this guy he looks like the kind of guy he's like he doesn't give all those shits. He thinks he's perfect. Like look at him. He has the perfect body. He knows that. Oh man, I can do all.
Can we just talk about the fact that everything is going on behind him and he's just like running, doing his thing?
It gives me
That's the
Shaun of
point.
the Shaun of the Dead vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you're right. It
There's a
does give
limo.
me- and I love that movie.
There's the limo. Oh, there goes the trees. Oh, and a helicopter. And a helicopter.
Oh no, not the chopper.
Oh.
Get to the chopper. Never mind.
If he lost, listen, if his arm came off with that clean hit, it would. Oh, there goes the infection. There it goes.
Not looking so hot now, are you, sir?
Right, and he's gonna lose that hair. Yep,
There you go. Oh, that was a toupee?
I think.
Oh, and there goes something that came out.
Yeah, his body skins.
There we go. There we
And
go.
there he is.
Join the group, guy. Join the group, my
Yeah.
guy. There we go.
That's not a bad transformation, I gotta say.
Yeah. What can I?
There's a girl with the rose.
I will think about it because I don't want to do a controversial one. But yeah, like this is the whole thing. Like this is Dead Island 2.
I do find it weird whenever there's like a zombie transformation that's so instantaneous that you're already gross and rotted. Because that doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, you just died. You shouldn't look like you died 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot. There's a whole bunch of horror games. All right, that's fine. Teddy has an opera. I don't need to see that. Oh, but speaking of creepy, here's something that's creepy for commercials.
Oh, you really want us to show us this one?
The PS. Who remembers the PS3
Oh gosh,
commercial?
the PS3 commercial.
I do. I do. This thing was so fucked up.
I just remember that one ice cream commercial.
Like, Sony must have been on all the cocaine for this one.
You know, I thought the GameCube ones that are weird. This one takes a cake.
Oh, here's the Castlevania Japanese commercial that Mikon just provided.
Ugh.
Help I'm a Fish is a traditionally animated film released in the year 2000, which folks.
They put a lot of effort
Konami.
in live actions.
Yeah, like it was some good stuff. Like we don't get that much of the horror commercials. We mostly get the gameplay, but yeah, that's kind of the thing that happens right there. We only get mostly the gameplay. And I want to see like a horror I want to see a horror video game commercial. Like I want to see good commercials. You know what I mean?
Like the last time I ever seen a horror video game commercial, but it was a trailer. It was about Outlast on the Switch when it came out, and some guy was just playing on the Switch and he was wearing headphones and he was playing in public. Like I don't know if that's a good idea to play a horror game in public, sir.
Like I want you to see this. Like we have not once bumped into anything related to a scary game. Like most of it's just like, oh, commercials. Yeah. That's all.
Yeah, just straight up commercials.
Just nothing. There's absolutely nothing on the horror games. Like we don't get that many.
I wonder if I can find.
Well, no horror in a non-horror game out. I'm not gonna be looking at that right now, but yeah, essentially this is what I was talking about. Like there's not that many when it comes to like look, this is Dead Island 2 trailer again, but nothing else.
I think there was a trailer for Silent Hill Homecoming because they wanted to really push it because it was basically Silent Hill the movie, the game. But I think that's like the last actual like scary game commercial I remember.
Let's see if they have it here. It'll be hard to find those commercials. Oh, here we go. Official.
Really?
Yeah, we have the official from Konami. We also have a Silent Hill 2 commercial too.
Let's try.
Let's see this.
Rated M for mature.
But we gotta be careful. We don't know what songs they put.
Yeah, we'll be careful.
Yeah,
with that.
true.
So I'll be careful because they always do those.
Let's see.
Josh!
Which one's this for? Oh god, ew.
Yeah. Josh, don't let me fall. Wasn't this a remake of the second game?
No.
No, not really.
Okay, I was bugging.
I could tell you everything about the Silent Hill series, honestly.
I am the key.
I'm pretty much a newbie.
I hold the answers.
So I really want to try them out.
They're so well. Not all of them. This one isn't good. Neither is Downpour.
I know that there are some that I'm pretty sure that I'm probably gonna avoid, but to be honest, I don't know. I just kind of like looking at it sometimes.
Oh yeah, I'm totally bad for trying them out. Like, I'm not gonna be like, just because it's bad, don't play it. Like, experience things for yourself, especially in a series.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm always gonna be like, yeah, more people playing Silent Hill, yeah. But I had to say, when we talked about like the funniest like monsters or whatever, or the funniest horror game, I would have to say Downpour's enemies are probably up there for me because they're not scary. They're just people in like Party City Halloween costumes.
Yeah, like I've seen some of the footage of that game, and I do agree that some of them did not look scary at all to me when I looked.
Yeah, like Downpour's story is actually one of the more subtle, so it's pretty good. Like it's good.
I heard it was decent.
Exactly, it's decent compared to Homecoming, which was hot doo-doo garbage. Oh my god. Downpour had an interesting story, terrible monster designs. While Homecoming had a bad story and mostly bad monster designs, there's like one or two that are good. Homecoming doesn't even have like one that's good.
Look at this. We actually have some Resident Evil commercials.
Wow.
Finally. My favorite series of all time.
Yeah.
I've only gotten into Resident Evil recently. Like, I've known about them generally, but the first Resident Evil game I played from start to finish was 8, actually.
Or correction, Biohazard.
If you bought Resident Evil Survivor simply
Yes,
because
it's
you saw this
Biohazard.
commercial, then you really can't blame yourself. This commercial shows us a new character in Raccoon City.
Oh, hold on,
But
that
I
was...
did buy 4, 5, and 6 recently on the PlayStation sales. Like, I own those now.
Look, the original Resident Evil.
ラクーンシティ作戦行動中の特殊な警察部隊スターズのメンバーはここである奇怪な体験をすることになる銃弾が効かない獣の群れに襲われ逃げ込んだ巨大な館だがその館が
I don't understand a word you're saying, but you know what? It seems serious.
It's Resident Evil. They're just talking about Wesker and I don't know.
And the T-virus.
The T-virus and Umbrella. And Chris is like, we gotta continue the Redfield bloodline. Leon, we gotta continue the Redfield bloodline.
You saw that.
I'm sorry. I hate Ashley in Resident Evil 4.
Leon! I watched the movie on Netflix, well, the show on Netflix recently, Infinite Darkness. It's bad.
I need to watch that.
It's very boring.
Oh no, so do you want to know of a silly game that I played recently, like a couple of months ago?
Yes.
So I actually played something called Stargate Infinity, which I'm trying to...
Really quick, Mikon, it's not a refrigerator. I think that's Mr. Tofu.
Yeah. But yeah, I literally played Stargate with a friend of mine, and it's a voice acted. It was Dead Space, but with voice controls.
Oh my god.
Really?
Wait.
You Pikachu.
So like, it was so bad. I literally just I could not get over it. There was a version where you could play little voice games with the character that you were controlling. And she cheats. That bitch cheats. Like,
Yeah, it's like, hey, you Pikachu.
yeah, like it was hilarious. We were dying of laughter because it was so. Oh my god, it was so stupid. It was so stupid, guys.
Sounds interesting.
No, it's a joke about Chris and RE5 because he's built like a fucking wall of muscle. Yes, he
Yeah, he
is.
punches the boulder.
Yeah, he could do that all day. Anyway. Next question.
Okay.
Big muscly man, Chris.
Stop it. We're not. This isn't going into Hito's preferences now. Okay.
No, big bar titty Chris Redfield.
I love Barra Titty Chris. Damn it.
He looks so good in 8. Like, I'm not gonna lie, he's
I
so
bet
good.
you would like him in a sailor outfit.
Yes.
Perhaps. I would like him in a harness. I gotta stop. I gotta chill.
No, it's okay. I literally brought up how Leon's outfit in Resident Evil 4, where he just wore a tight turtleneck and the gun harness, and I'm like, it makes his titty go big.
All right, are we ready? So we have a tier list of horror games.
Let's go for them.
Tier list, yes. Oh,
tier list.
We gotta come up with a theme song. Just like, it's the tier list. Tier list. Here we go.
I'm not good with music, so I have no idea.
All right. So the first game we have is Emily Wants to Play.
I never played it, but I.
Oh, we're ranging the games on how scary they are. By the way.
Oh, okay.
Well,
mechanically, it's kind of clunky, but like scare-wise, there's a lot. It's one of those jump scare games.
I mean, if it's like there's nothing in there, but then suddenly, maybe I will probably put it like in the middle, like B tier, maybe.
Yeah, like B, C tier. It's not that good.
I would put it at C myself because the clunkiness makes it look ridiculous.
They look kind of goofy.
Yeah, so I will put it in C.
All right.
Next up is I don't have a title for this game.
That's Killing Floor.
Killing Floor. I loved Killing Floor. That's the original Killing Floor
It's
too.
not scary.
It's not scary.
It's fun.
No,
It's fun.
It's not scary, but
It's
it's
like
a
an
fun
action
game.
horror game. Yeah, it's fun.
It's fun.
I would rank this at about a C as well.
Yeah.
For scary, yeah.
For scary
Yeah.
factor, C.
Not that they're not good, just scare factor.
Yeah. Fatal Frame, the original.
Oh, that's like a B for me, because here's the thing. Nothing is scarier than not seeing anything, and then you pull up the camera and there's a ghost like 2 inches from your face.
It's like Wooga Booga. I'm here.
It's very scary.
Very scary, yes.
I'm stuck between A or B on my side. What about you, Epic?
For me, it would probably be A.
Alright.
Honestly, like just
So-
just the sheer atmosphere and the sunness of
It depends on the Fatal Frame, but like yeah, generally A.
yeah, generally.
All right, so here we go. The next one is Dead Rising 2. Can we just say that the Dead Rising series is not serious and it's laughable?
No.
It's always gonna be funny, even though the first game is serious. It's supposed to be serious.
Even then, it's not funny because I had Frank dressed in a nice gown, wearing a sun hat, and literally beating literally the zombies with a Michael Kors bag. You know, that's what we were doing.
Exactly, yeah.
It's laughable. We could put Dead Rising 2 in that same situation. Same with Dead Rising, the original.
Yes.
Like they're laughable. They're good games. Don't get me wrong. They're good games, but they are laughable in the scare department.
All about the scare.
You just want to laugh and kill some zombies.
Exactly. Hold on, Mika, I made a theme. Spooky, scary, retrograde. Send nostalgia down your spine. Teaching you about horror games of the past. We shall rewind.
That's not bad.
It's not bad.
Spooky, scary, retrograde. Send nostalgia down your spine. Teaching you about horror games to the past we shall rewind.
Yeah, you did it to the. I'm sorry. I don't want to get I don't want to be TSCA. But we got Fatal Frame 2. Now 2 was specifically scary.
Okay, to me 2 might have been a little scarier than 1 because it was more polished.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say.
It had, so I would put it in the S tier as well.
Mhm.
Like, you know, it was nail polish. That's how polished it was. Like, it was good.
Nail polish.
All right, next up is PT. For a S tier. For a
no matter what, no matter how many times I play that game, I'll never stop being scared of
So I don't like cockroaches, and the second those popped up, I literally was like, nope, that's it. I'm done.
I don't mind that.
For me, it was
No,
when
because they
you
were like
see
water
Lisa-
bugs. That's why.
Yeah. For me, it was when you see Lisa like under the light in the hall, and when you approach her, she just like zooms at you, and I'm like, no.
I don't like that at all. Fucking get away from me, Lisa.
And then after that is when she's like possessing you or whatever, and I'm like, I can't shake this woman. She's on me now.
She's on me, guys. Without consent, can we kick her off, please? Can she get off of me?
Oh, the RE6 logo. No.
So RE6.
The infamous.
That is not scary. That is not at all scary.
For me, for a game that I played so many times, it would have to be on the D tier, no matter what.
Yeah.
It's always gonna be action. It's the Michael Bay of Resident Evil.
Yeah,
No joke.
In itself, you can argue if it's a good or bad game, depending on how much fun you had with it. But scare-wise, no, it's very low.
It's a decent game in general, but a bad Resident Evil game.
Yes.
All right,
That's
so
what I always go
Dead Space. So the very first Dead Space game, as much as I said the characters, the creatures are silly looking, this scared the crap out of me because that
The elevator scene.
There you go.
The
That's what it was.
elevators, The elevators and like just everything about it. Like when you expect something was gonna come out, like with events. Sometimes they don't come out, but they do it. Like that scared me a lot. Like you don't know when they're gonna do it.
So
I would put that high.
I will put this in S as well. Like it was, oof.
The worst part for Dead Space for me is actually really specific. Because you know how the chapters are, they spell out the big twist at the end.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, the first part of the message is Nicole, which is my full name. So when the chapter started spelling my name, I just started to freak out. I was like, huh?
No,
Don't let it get to you. Don't let it get to you.
Nah, that'll scare the crap out of me too. Like the game is talking to me. What's going on?
Like I didn't know that it was the first time playing it, and my friend had given me the clue, pay attention to the chapter titles, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess it'll say something. But then it starts spelling my name.
And it's like,
Imagine,
hey,
imagine a game talks to you.
hey, Nicole. And you're just like, oh God, no, what are you
It
doing?
sounds like you're trying to be swavy.
Listen, it could be Swavy, all right? Next up is Resident Evil 2.
Great game, but for scare factor, man, that's gonna be hard because like it is scary for how the atmosphere is. But to be honest, there weren't that many things that scare me, but other than like if you don't hear anything coming out to get you, like Mr. X, like freaking coming at you, yeah, you can hear him, but you get scared of trying to like see if you can get away from him. Um, but maybe I don't know, like it is scary, but not in a scary sense. Like it just like jumps at you. I don't know, like I don't know. It's a really hard thing for me to think about this one.
I put it a little low because it's not that low. Because to me, it's not as scary as like 1.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I would probably put this in probably between B or C.
Yeah.
Yeah.
C most likely would be the better like fit. Now we have Resident Evil Biohazard. There's one that's simple.
That's 7.
That's 7? Oh yeah, it is 7. I forgot. So Resident Evil 7.
That would definitely be probably be like maybe B or A because it did try to go back to the first game for how the horror
For me, yeah, I'll go with B because it is scary in some parts, but it's more of an action, more of those kind of throwback to kind of a campy action, but it does provide you with like enough scares. I feel like 8 does a little better with certain parts with the scares because overall 7 has less like of those really spooky moments, but it's pretty tense. So I'd give it like a B.
Okay, that will definitely work. All right, so the next one we have on our list is something without a title. Does this look familiar?
Is that looks Fatal Frame?
It looks like Fatal Frame.
But I have no idea what that is.
It might. I don't know.
Haven't played.
Someone should have put a box up for this.
We'll just put haven't played. Interested. Like, we're interested now. I want to know what this is. Next up is Slender the Arrival. So playing Slenderman back then.
Yeah.
Do you remember the good old days when everyone was playing Slenderman?
I was never scared of Slender Man, so like I'm not good with this one. I'll just be like, eh.
Oh.
This game was anxiety for me, honestly, because it was like you have to collect everything here before he catches you. It would be like that. It was good for building up anxiety in a player, which was good.
I guess that's fair.
I agree because it does scare me a lot too.
Also, who wants to see an old Hito thing regarding Slender?
Ooh.
What?
All right, so you're gonna see this. So this is an old thing, and oh my god.
When you said old, I thought you mean like when your old self or your younger self.
Here we go. This was literally an old game playthrough of me.
These are just kitchen appliances and and a phone. Yeah, pretty much a phone. I mean,
Oh,
what's
those
next?
frames.
I'm gonna find a finger.
Were you using like you had like an old computer or something back then?
No, yeah, very old laptop.
Now I'm in a coma.
Now this is culture.
So terrible joke. When I got caught, I'm like, okay, now I'm in a coma. And then my friend goes, I wonder if it flatlines.
Slenderman.
Wait.
And now I'm in a coma.
I wonder if it flatlines.
Oh my gosh.
So right when he says that, it flatlines. I'm like,
oh my god.
Bruh.
That is ridiculous.
It was terrible. So that's why I find Slender kind of funny. It's like ever since that that's all it reminds me to my friend. Like, I wonder if it flatlines. I'm like, fuck, out of here.
Out.
Just, what are you doing? The $20 mode? Oh, we don't want to go into. We're spending money on horror games? Nah. Next up is Dead Island.
No.
not that scary, honestly.
So
At all.
we could go to
What a
laughable.
disappointment.
I mean, it was okay for what it is. Like it's.
We'll
yeah,
put it
had
at
its
D. We'll
moments.
put it at D. It wasn't scary. It wasn't
Yeah,
scary.
like like I wouldn't say it was laughable, honestly. Like they all look semi-realistic for the models, and like it's an okay game for what it was. It's not that bad.
No, it's not like that bad, but it's like they really set it up to be something else.
Yeah, especially with that first trailer.
Exactly. But like no, in itself, it's a perfectly fine game.
Yes.
Next up is Amnesia: The Dark Descent. That is.
Oh, that's like it. Because to me, it can come off a little goofy, but like it's very scary. Like I played it. I think that's actually the first game I ever streamed.
Ooh.
Because I started in October a couple years ago. And yeah, no, it's scary. It does like have moments where you're kind of like, but generally it's pretty darn scary, especially like the water monster segment.
Definitely.
Yeah, like honestly, I couldn't be able to beat this game at all because that game literally scared me a lot, and I couldn't be able.
It shoots up the anxiety pretty bad.
So-
The music,
Exactly.
the effects, it's really bad.
Monsters and being scared of the dark. Like
You know
I
that
hate it.
you know that meme about hearing boss music but not knowing where the boss is. That's what this game. That's what this game. That's what this game is.
Yeah.
Like like you remember that whole entire meme about anxiety. Like anxiety is hearing boss music but not knowing where the boss is.
Why do I hear boss music?
Like that's exactly like the best way to describe anxiety because
I
that's
do
literally.
have to say, Amnesia: The Dark Descent, when they first introduced like the first physical threat of a monster, they just play the scary music and they're like hide in the closet, and I'm like, oh shit, okay, and like you don't really know when it stops. The music kind of keeps going, and I think the first time I did it, I peeked out to see if it was gone, and it like smacked me.
Mm-hmm.
The next one is Manhunt 2.
I've never played that.
I never played that either.
Never played it either. Not interested on it either.
No.
Yeah, me either. Like, it's whatever.
Oh my god. Mika, no. Bad. Hito streams on the 1st of the month when I get paid. Hito, why am I hearing boss music?
That would be fun.
Y'all are terrible. Why?
Why am I suddenly hearing this?
You can kill someone with a plastic bat. I mean, that's...
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, but you can, though. It's a real thing.
It is.
Next up is the original Resident Evil.
It would probably be way up high, like
Yeah.
A or S.
I'm under A. I'm gonna give it an A. Because yes, it's good,
Yeah.
but here's the thing, and this is the factor of horror. This is literally the factor of horror, and I need people to understand this factor of horror. If you have a gun, a missile launcher, or anything that you can to kill zombies, you are good. But if you're just a normal person running through the house and you're like, oh no, I'm scared. There's nothing you could possibly do. Then yes, the anxiety is up there. That's what we'll do. Oh, Kara Sorella, thank you for the. Oh my God, thank you for the raid. Welcome to the Retrogade. Welcome to the Retrogade. Welcome to the Retrogade. Boom, boom,
Here's
boom.
a shout out.
Here is a shout out.
Well, I wasn't
I put the shout.
Oh, you did. Oh, all right, Epic. That's right. I forget you mod. You are a mod.
Man,
You are a
I'm
mod.
mod.
How are you guys doing today?
What's going on, guys?
So you came. So you came to our Retrogade. We are talking about classic horror game. Mika. Another one. It's just another one. Another one. Okay. We are talking literally classic to modern retro
like
games.
a dad.
We've just been going over
know.
like what's been our silliest games for scary games, best
know
co-ops we've
that I see
enjoyed, saddest, scariest
I don't have a
games,
cute little
actual
feminist
fear-mongering like monsters in games that are not horror themed that deserve their own game.
Okay.
And now we're doing our tier list on horror games.
That's all
So
you
you're
got.
here just watching us like gab the gums on horror games. Well, not the dad sneeze clip. Hey, it happens. It happens. All right,
You're
so
caught in 4K, man.
caught in 4K. We play horror games. Cue my Twitch clip to Stardew Valley. We talk about how the old frame rate was a horror of its own. Oh yeah, that's right. They saw the old clip of 20-year-old, I think 19-year-old Hito playing Slender. Yeah, that was 9 years ago. Jesus, that was an old clip. I've been doing this for a long time.
10-year anniversary when?
No, never. We don't. we never talk of the Hito classic gaming days.
Oh.
Nikki, no, don't start it. No, see, this is what we don't want. Because Mika's like, one more for Choo Choo. I'm like, no, not one more for Choo Choo. We're staying. We are relaxing.
Relaxing.
Enable me.
It
No.
was relaxing. I was just tapping on my phone for 2 seconds. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
We were just playing Genshin Impact, doing some dailies and co-op. Ooh, nice. I took a break from Genshin, honestly. It was fun, but it was
I
like,
gotta get back into Genshin. It's just there's so much to do.
I haven't played Genshin in months.
I wasn't playing Breath of the Waifus for a while, so you know it kind of happens.
I mean, I already got my waifu, and that is Lisa.
Are you proud of yourself? But yes. All right. Also, Epic, you still owe me child support.
No, I know. Let me out of it.
All right, so the next game is System Shock 2.
Oh, that's pretty good.
System Shock was definitely good.
I never played it myself, but I know it's supposed to be too akin like Bioshock in a way. Since I mean,
Yeah, I think it inspired Bioshock, or if it's not indirectly like related and stuff. I forgot what it was, but it heavily inspired Bioshock.
Yeah, it definitely did. So I would put this as an A because the scare factor was good. The scare factor was great. Like, it was prime scare. Next up is The Walking Dead Survival Instinct.
Oh, that game.
What is that?
I saw the gameplays of it, and oh boy, it's a hot mess.
Yeah, it really is a hot mess.
It is like the gameplay. It's so laughable. The way you try to survive, like you have to get the gas can while surviving the zombies. And mind you, I saw a clip from Angry Joe where he was like stuck in this one spot, and he just keep knifing the zombies constantly over and over and over again. He did not get bitten once, like never get bitten once. And
Wait,
it's just
isn't that like the one that they gave Daryl his own game or something like that?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh
So
my god.
I would give this a D because of the clunky messes. But I will say this next game, this deserves an S.
Yes.
Outlast is scary.
Oh yeah.
I haven't had a chance to play it, but I will be doing it on stream one of these days.
Played it last year during October as part of my scary game month. Oh my gosh.
There is
I
one
played this game twice.
There is
on Switch and PS4.
There is one streamer that I loved watching this game, and that was Wizard of Time. He was scared of everything to the point that whenever somebody no, because here's the thing: when somebody gifted him like bits or a sub, they would pop up and he would freak out because he was so he had it bad. Like he had it bad.
No.
He had
I
it bad.
put up one of those alerts you could buy with bits.
Yeah.
And it was or channel points, and it was just a screamer, and they would hit me with that every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's bad. These guys are terrible. They make me cry. Why would you make the bear cry? The bear didn't need to cry today. Why?
You like to poke the bear.
You poke the bear, I steal your fish.
You can have it.
Fish.
Well, your honey's next.
No, I need that.
I need it too.
I need it for my yogurt.
I do need it for my yogurt, actually.
All right. Next up is Silent Hill Origins.
I never played it. So.
All right, it's time for the Silent Hill professional to weigh in, I guess. Okay,
What's your decision this time?
I'm gonna give it like a B. Because, okay, it is scary in its own right, but Origins is when the story started to kind of be like, But I will say it is in its own right kind of scary. Not really, but kind of scary.
All right. Dead Space 2, which I would like to also give an S. Because this game...
for me would be A, honestly.
Like I would
Maybe
do.
an A.
I'm okay with A, honestly. Like A or S, because here's the thing: the game brought the anxiety, especially during that one part where literally the
Oh,
needle in the eye, and you're just like, don't do it,
Yeah,
don't do it, don't do it.
Like that part of if it was alone, it kind of reflected the rest of the game S tier. But because no, you know.
What's even worse with that is that because I played that game in hardcore mode where you only get 3 saves, and that part with the eye was more rage inducing where you don't want to die immediately because I didn't save and from chapter like 6 and I'm already all the way over to chapter 14 and I'm trying to do the eye thing. I was like, don't fuck up, and then I had to save it the next time so that way I don't have to relive that moment again.
Yeah. All right. So the next one is The Thing. You know The Thing? That thing?
The Thing.
The Thing.
Wait, like the old game?
Like that thing. You know The Thing.
Oh,
I
know the thing. Oh, I actually did know. I watched Calming Kevin play it. Shout out to Calming Kevin, I guess. I think that was who played it. I don't know.
I never knew there was a game of it back then.
So like, I don't know if I found it that scary, but it was really interesting because you did have to be like, which one of us is the thing? Oh no. It was a little goofy, but from what I remember.
Who's the sus today?
I will put it. I will
The
put it.
original Among Us.
I'll put it at D then.
Kurt Russell was being a sussy baka.
Oh my god.
Next up is Resident Evil 3 Nemesis.
I need to play it. I haven't played that yet.
I'm sorry, as a matter of fear, I would put this in A or S because Nemesis is always chasing you.
Nemesis is very scary.
Always coming for you. No
Very
questions
scary.
asked.
Yeah, I would agree.
Like, listen, I'll be honest. Mr. X, I was kind of like, oh no, Mr. X is gonna catch me. Well, I wonder what he'll do. But Nemesis, I don't want to mess with that. I don't know. There's something about Nemesis that terrifies me.
He's gonna grab you.
Well, grab.
He's gonna pet you on the head.
No, he's not. He'll kill me.
That's not petting him in the head. That's literally breaking and snapping a skull.
Yep.
With all of his masses, yeah.
Listen. Nemesis is not Lady Dimitrescu. It's not the same damn thing.
Yeah, you know, she's not going to squash me with thighs. He's going to squash me with literal knives.
God, I wish.
God damn it.
The next one is The Evil Within.
My
Okay,
god.
the first one, no. The first one is like a B or a C for me.
I would probably put it for either B or an A. Because I know people
And I put it in a B.
People get flack for it because of they don't understand the story, which I understand because the story can be weird and out of place at times. But the atmosphere and the world building of how it is, when you look into it too much and the behind the scenes of it, it gets really creepy. Like I like that about it for what Shinji Mikami did in this game, and I love to play it.
I actually like the story a lot. I just feel that it's kind of a thing that I see in a lot of games actually, where the second one is better because they polish it, they understand it more. The first game had a lot of mobility problems.
Yeah, I get that, but they were trying to go for the Resident Evil 4 vibes for controls were, but for the sequel, honestly, it didn't really hit it for me because the story was bland. It's just Sebastian trying to get his daughter back, and that's it, and get out.
Oh, nice, you're Demon Slayer.
It didn't do much for me to just engage with it because Sebastian doesn't feel like how he was in the first game, like because he was just a guy who is a detective and you don't know about his past and you just want to figure out like I wonder what's he thinking because you pick up these notes about his past and you want to figure out putting puzzle pieces of who he was and everything, and I liked that about that in the first game, but the second game just you already know about it and just go straight up, like there's no mystery behind it,
That's fair.
Really it. So
I will give you that.
Right.
I will give you that.
So the next one is Dying Light.
Ooh.
I don't find it scary. It's more of an action thing for me.
Yeah.
It is good though. It's a very interesting, fun game, but it's not scary to me.
Yeah. So
it's a little tense at night though. I'll give you that. Like it can get a little like ooh at night, but
yeah.
Otherwise,
Next up is the original Manhunt.
Never played it.
Never played it, and I'm not interested in it, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up is
all I know about it is you can kill the paper bag.
Are you guys ready for this? The next up is The Walking Dead, the Telltale games.
I don't know if I find it scary, but it's so good.
It's so good. Yes.
I would give it a C at the very least when it comes to scare factor, because the anxiety of your choices messing up everything, that will always literally stick with you. And then you'll always have this. This person will remember this.
Ah, shit.
The meme was born.
And that's the meme.
Next up is Amnesia, a Machine for Pigs.
Not scary. A little, but not really. It's the sequel. Well, not the sequel. It's like a spin-off, but it wasn't made by the same studio. And it did fall a little weaker than the others. I wouldn't say it's not scary, because of course it's Amnesia. It's going to have scares.
So I'd give it a B at least.
Yeah, it's like a B, a low B. Yeah.
Interesting.
Next up is Darkness. I actually played this game.
I never played this one.
I never played this one.
I actually played this game. It's an action. It's more action, so I would put it under C. It's a good game. The story's great, honestly, but it's a C. Because remember what I said about like the whole idea of a horror game is that you're not able to do anything about your fate. You're fighting against it with nothing. That's the fear that we need in these horror games. Like, listen, I want to be like waking up in the middle of like a dark room and I'm still like handcuffed to the chair. I managed to finally break the chair, but I'm still handcuffed and still running away from the creature. That's the fear that we need to feel in these games.
I agree. I need these kind of fears.
Yeah. Next up is Resident Evil Revelations.
That's gonna be a little tough for me as well. It's scary at some points. Like,
yeah, but it's definitely more action. That's when Resident Evil started to become more political actiony than like spooky.
So I would put it at a C then.
Yeah.
Next up, I don't know what this game is. It says
oh, it's that game that where you go to hell or something.
Phony. Phony.
What was that game? Edge. No, I forgot. It's a game where it got controversial because it was rated A for adults. And
I forgot what it's called. It's like one of those words. One of those dark words.
It starts with an A, I'm pretty sure, but it's a
Agony. Agony.
Agony. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Agony, yeah, that's the name of the game.
It wasn't scary at all, not because the imagery was bad, but the fact that it didn't run well, nothing worked correctly, and the puzzles were so, like, obtuse that you couldn't progress, and by the time you were, like, ready to progress from puzzle solving, everything was not scary anymore. You became really used to it.
Yeah.
Obtuse, you say.
For me,
oh, yeah.
But for me, like, seeing
because
that
everything's
game...
fleshy, and like the object you need to find is fleshy, so you gotta find fleshy on flesh.
Yeah, that's
it makes me more comfortable than just being scared, honestly.
Right.
Looking at it.
But by exposure, you get used to it, so you're like, it's not that bad anymore.
I'd rather not get used to something.
So next game is Five Nights at Freddy's, the first one.
I can't.
I'm sorry. After hearing me scream over and over again.
I mean, it is scary. It's a jump scare game. It's gonna be scary.
Freaking jump scare machine game.
So S it is. So I'm putting this in S, honestly.
Yeah, it's fair.
Like it's
totally fair.
Next up is Fear 3.
I never played any of the Fear games. I watched a lot of them. I don't think 3 was that scary.
No, 3 was more actiony.
Yeah.
Yeah, it went to the action route than how it was previously.
The House of the Dead, I would put in D. Again, it's strictly actiony. You are shooting the zombies. That's all it is.
Bang, bang, bang.
That's all it is. And then the Dreamcast made Typing of the Dead, where you had the typewriter peripheral, and it was just ridiculous.
That would be on the funny thing.
Yeah, that would be unlaughable. Like, yo, I typed a creature to death. What did you do today? I'm sorry, what? Next up is Friday the 13th, the game.
Well,
C.
It would depend. Like, yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be you against Freddy. No, not
Jason.
Jason. What am I saying, Freddy?
Jason.
Jason. Yeah, like you're supposed to go against Jason, and like you already know he's coming, so it's not that scary.
Yeah,
it can be scary, but it's mostly like hokey and fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fear 2. Now, Fear 2 was a little bit good. It was a lot better than Fear 3, but I still felt the action in that a little bit too. So I would probably give this at best a B.
I'm not an expert. I'll relay it to you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Next up is Resident Evil 5.
Oh my god! No,
No.
that is
It's a fun game with a partner, but definitely not
no
at all.
not scary.
I'd give it a D.
Just a boulder in it.
Yeah, man, the crisp punching the boulders, man.
Yeah, like I'm sorry. No, not scary.
All right, so Slender, the 8 pages. I will have to give this an A because that was anxiety again. Like I said, a game that gives you anxiety to continue playing. You're still playing and you're anxious.
Slender the Arrival was pretty scary because you go from Slender to like other monsters that require different things
Which
to
I have.
stop them.
Yep.
That's pretty interesting.
Next up is Alone Survival.
I don't know what that is.
Never played it, and it doesn't look that interesting, honestly. Fear Effect 2.
What?
Fear Effect 2. Never played it, but it looks interesting. I might actually touch it.
It's an old game, but sure.
Dead by Daylight. It's honestly, it's not scary. In fact, it's more it's more infuriating.
Yeah, it's infuriating, but it's so funny. It's so funny. Like playing with friends, it's so good.
Yeah, but it's fun to watch.
All we do is bully the killer.
All right, what's Alan Wake?
Alan Wake is so good.
It's a good game made by the Remedy people, but it's just the guy who's a writer who is going against this darkness that's going after him. And he's writing, and it has some sort of powers apparently.
That his writing makes things happen, and like it's good. It's very similar to Silent Hill. It has a little bit of like Eldritch to it. It's a little spooky. It's pretty fun.
I would put it in the B then. It sounds like this is a B game.
Yeah, I'm an Alan Wake. It's like it's in my vein of horror games. I like.
Yeah, I agree.
Next up is Silent Hill Homecoming.
Laughable garbage.
Jason!
Listen, I could get into it. How the fact that it was Silent Hill the movie, the game. How the first enemy you really see is the nurses from 2, which were in the movie for some reason, which I don't understand because
it doesn't make any sense at all.
those were James's nurses because he was like sexualizing them because he wasn't getting any from his wife. So why would the mom in the movie have sexy nurses? Why would Alex have sexy nurses? That doesn't make no difference. Why is Pyramid Head here?
Because this is from the Western people that thinks,
I know.
maybe with boobs. Okay, this is good.
Like, I had to rationalize why Pyramid Head was in it, and I was like, the Pyramid Head isn't there for Alex. He's there for the parents who feel guilty over what they did to their children. And I had to just do that, because if not, I would go insane from why Pyramid Head is here.
Next up is the original System Shock, which this one was it was good, but I would put it at a B. It was a building block. I liked it. It was scary, but System Shock 2
is definitely superior.
Yeah.
I wish I could get into it, but the game really did not go well with me for how it controls and everything. But I tried, so maybe I'll try one day again.
So imagine this: a Silent Hill nurse twerking.
Oh my god.
No.
No.
Well, James would want it. James would be like, yeah.
Yeah, if he was living around the same generation as us, yeah.
James would be like, Eddie, what are you doing eating a pizza?
Oh my god.
So the next game is Resident Evil Revelations 2.
Same thing as the first one. I mean, I got bored because of all the politics.
I say this is a better game than the first one, honestly.
So will we put it at B at least?
Yeah.
But was it scary though? That's the problem.
Not that scary.
A little, but not really.
No, it's not that scary. It's more action.
Scary as like gross zombies can be to a degree, you know?
Yeah.
Next up is Dead Space 3. This was this one went down.
Yeah. Pretty much like around C for me.
Yeah.
C or D for me.
Like I like
It
Dead
had
Space,
its good
but
fun points, but like no.
It's a fine game. Like it really sucks because of all the things that EA did with it and things that physical games were gonna do before they had to change it. It really saddens me for what it was.
Yeah, me too. You're right.
Next up is Zombio. I've never played this.
I
Zombie
played it.
U?
It's an S for me.
It's an S?
It's a good
Really?
game because the controls are really like you supposed to, because on the Wii U gamepad you're supposed to use that, and you got to go through your inventory while you can look around
Oh,
for the
Ooh.
zombies, and you have to be aware of your surroundings
that
all
is
the time.
interesting.
But if you get grabbed by a zombie, you die instantly, and you get a person.
That is okay. See, this is
Okay,
what
you know what? That's
this.
tough.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This is the anxiety we need. Because, for example, you're not
Yes,
going to be digging in your inventory while the zombies after you. No, you gotta wait. Oh my fuck! You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
you need that.
And the thing about your main weapon, which is the cricket bat, you have to keep smacking the head over and over until it just dies.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, like that's your main weapon, and if you're not careful enough, it could like a launch attach you, and you would be dead instantly if you're not careful of what the animation of how they grab you. So
All right,
it's
guys.
very
That's good.
anxiety. Like
All right, guys.
really.
I'm gonna lightning round some of these. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So
That's fine.
Fatal Frame 3.
Never played it.
B.
It was okay. It was a B.
B.
All right. Next up, Saw.
No, laughable.
Laughable.
For sure, laughable for sure, because Jesus, that game is so terrible.
It's so bad, but it's so fun to
The
watch.
sequel is even worse.
Oh, there's a
Which-
sequel?
Oh yeah, it's
Yes,
right here.
there's a sequel.
It's right here.
What?
Honestly, it's more laughable than the first game. Honestly, it's bad.
What?
All right. Next up is Silent Hill 4: The Room.
That's like a B, a high B for me.
A
'cause
high B, yeah.
It's so good.
It is.
It's good, but it's weird, but it's good.
The Last of Us. Good. The original Last of Us. Good story. Made me actually cry, but it's more
Not
actiony.
scary. Yeah, it
Not
sounds
really.
scary. to
I would
me.
put it. I would put it at a C.
I will say the click here.
Yes.
Yeah.
C.
Next up, Umbrella Corps. This is more action. Laughable.
Laughable. Terrible. Nobody played it at launch. Nobody.
I didn't even know it existed. No, I'm kidding.
Next up is Layers of Fear. This is an S. This is
That
a
is
complete.
really good.
This is
I would
what.
give it an S or an A because the way it does scares creatively is so good.
Yeah.
Next up is Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. I actually like this game, but
I
it's
enjoyed it, but
okay.
it's a little more actiony.
Yeah.
It's okay.
More actiony. Yeah.
I'll give it a C. I used to play the demo a lot because I found out he had one. I loved blowing things up, and then when I found out he had a prosthetic leg, I'm like, did he blow that off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next up is the Deadly Premonitions.
Deadly.
No, laughable, but God, I freaking love that game. I love that game so much. It is my
So
favorite
funny.
bad game. It is my favorite.
Your guilty
Like I
pleasure.
streamed it, and there's clips on my channel of just me talking to one of the characters, and she proceeds to drive right through the general store, like the whole store, and then she gets stuck in the back gate behind the general store, and she can't get out. It is the best game ever. And then right after that, another person is driving outside their vehicle, just in the sitting position. It is the best, worst game I've ever played, and everybody should play it.
Yeah, I definitely should play it myself, but I saw clips of it, and it's so hilarious.
It's
to
so
watch.
good.
All right. Next game is Silent Hill 2.
Definitely.
That is the best game ever.
That is
That
S.
is the best game
That is the
ever.
best Silent Hill ever. I will always give it that.
I could write a dissertation on that damn game.
Next
I know
up,
so much.
next up is Hellblade.
Not really scary.
No.
Yeah.
It's
really
fun,
not
but
that
not really scary.
Yeah.
Next up is Criminal Origins.
That's Condemned criminal.
Yeah.
Wait, say that again? Yeah, Condemned.
Condemned. Yeah, I've seen clips of it, and
That's like honestly an S or an A because some of those scares are awful. Like, ooh,
they're
yeah,
really
can't handle it.
anxiety filled.
Yeah, definitely. Dead Space Extraction.
Oh, what?
Extraction.
It's like a on rail. It's like an on rail game of Dead Space.
No.
And it's supposed to take place like around where Dead Space 1, before Dead Space 1, where you get to go with Nicole. I think that happened around their time.
Yeah.
So it launched on Wii, so it makes sense for it just to make it like an on rail shooter.
I would give it a B.
I'll leave it to you.
I would give it a B.
Yeah, there are some really nice moments. I'll give it for that B.
Next up is I Have No Mouth and Must
And I Must Scream.
And I Must Scream.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite short stories.
It's a very weird story.
Oh, it's extremely weird. It's extremely weird. Scary, I don't know. I'd give it a B or a C because it's not like scary in the sense of like horrifying, but it's more like existential and anxiety inducing because some of the things that you have to like deal with in the subject matter are very traumatizing. Like it's about an AI who kills most of humanity and basically spares like a handful of humans to cruelly experiment and torture them to the best of its ability.
I'm just curious. I just want to see like which one is that one? Is that 4? Is that 3?
I think that's 2.
No, because 2 is more. Oh wait, so wait, 2?
No, 4.
Oh yeah, it is 2. That is 2. Okay, so that's what I was looking at. So this is Five Nights at Freddy's 2. This one, again, jump scares. Like it'll do a thing to you.
It's like the same thing.
It's the same thing. They're all the same, pretty much.
However, this one actually had a story behind it, which it was like, okay.
Now we actually have story.
Original Silent Hill.
That's like an A. It's a little less like scary than 2 because
This was a
in
building
its own
block.
way,
It was a building block.
Yeah.
And also the graphics got in the way a little bit of like how scary it could be. But I will say that iconic where Harry walks up to the doghouse and is like, "Oh, there's a doghouse, but there's no dog," and then like a dog immediately attacks you is pretty good.
All right, next up is The Evil Within 2.
I like it.
I am okay with it.
I love the monster designs.
I would give it a C for me.
I'd give it a B.
C.
A B.
That's fine.
I actually would give it a C. There's a reason. All right, so here's the thing. Remember what the game is good, but again, remember where I went to anxiety again as a thing that goes into it? The Evil Within 2, I expected more. The first one where it was like still new and it was like, ooh, okay, I don't know where this is gonna go, but let's see where it goes. It had that newness to it, whereas the Evil Within 2, there were some things I was expecting.
Yes.
That's fair.
This is Darkness 2. The story elevated. But it's not, again, it's not scary. It's an action game.
Right.
It's an action game. Like, it's mostly action. Saw 2. Laughable.
Laugh.
Resident Evil 4. D.
It's not scary.
It's not scary.
It's so good.
Great
it's
game.
so freaking good.
Leon!
Where's everybody going? Bingo.
Oh my god, Leon.
But you know what's the best part I will always remember? What are you buying?
What are you buying?
What are you buying?
What are you selling?
Listen, I'm just here for Napoleon Bonaparte as a bad guy.
Seriously, what are you selling?
Next up, I think this is the Alien vs. Predator, the collection.
No, Alien Isolation.
Alien Isolation, there you go.
Isolation, okay.
Seriously
That
scary.
is scary.
S.
That is S. I will give you that. It
S.
follows you. It's spooky. Don't like it.
It's unpredictable too.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either, but damn it.
It's like, I don't like it. Get it away from me.
I'm not a fan.
Away.
All right, next up is The Walking Dead. Another
the Telltale game?
No, the Telltale game we already did. This is the actiony one.
Oh, is that the Overkill Walking Dead?
Yeah, I would put this on D, honestly. It wasn't scary.
I heard bad things about it.
It wasn't scary. It was like, oh yeah, this is my gun. Her name is Trixie.
Trixie Tang.
Oh god. Trixie Mattel. Anyway, next up is Parasite Eve. This is actually a very creepy game.
I liked Parasite Eve a lot.
I want to try that one day.
I would put it between. I give it an A or a B. I'm in between A or B.
Give it like a high B and A, maybe like a low.
I'll give it a low A.
Yeah.
That'll work. All right. Next up is
I trust.
Clock Tower, being chased constantly by a man with hedge clippers.
Oh yeah.
Hey, it's going in S. I'm sorry. I'm being constantly chased, and then the multiple death scenes that you would have too.
Oh, it's so bad. Yeah. In 2, they like wouldn't have been more crazy with the animations because of the technology.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is called Vampire Rain.
I've
never
heard of it,
played
but I never played it.
Never played it, but it seems interesting.
It's just about vampires, I guess.
Yeah. Next up is Black Site Area 51.
Alien spooky.
Never.
I don't know.
It's. I'm not interested.
X Files.
No. Next up is Alone in the Dark.
Wasn't that bad?
Yeah. Well, isn't that the later?
Wait, no, the new one. Is it the new one or the old one? Because the old one got a bad movie version, and then we got a bad video game later on.
Wow.
I think it looks like the new one.
It's like everything was bad everything was bad. It was like, it was a game. The end. It was a game.
Yep.
That's it. No questions asked.
Yeah, like I have no idea. I never played myself, so I have
No.
So I'm not interested in it though because the movie let me down.
Me either. Yeah.
Next up is Fatal Frame 3, even though I think we technically did that one already, and we just have double of the same game.
Yeah.
We'll just put it next to each other, just so they at
There you
least
go.
feel that way. They feel like very close together.
They can hold hands.
They can hold hands. Next up is Alien Colonial Marines. Aliens Colonial Marines.
Laughable.
Laughable.
If there was a garbage pile, put it in there.
Laughable. Seriously laughable.
All right. Next up is Clock Tower 2. This one.
Spooky.
This one. This is the one. This is the one that made me question life.
Ooh.
Spooky.
That's spoopy.
It was super spoopy. Next up is Cold Fear. This.
Never played it.
This.
Never played it.
It's not spooky. I'm sorry. I'm not interested.
Alright, I trust your opinion.
Next up is Shell Shock 2. Shell, where are you?
I knew it. I knew it.
I've never played Shell Shock.
Me either.
Nope. And it does not look like a horror game, honestly.
Kind of looks like some sort of World War.
Next up is Something Bloodshot.
Condemn
2.
Condemn 2 Bloodshot.
Bloodshot.
It's like it tries to be scary, but it tries to focus more on the story. Yeah, it doesn't really go too much scare than how it was in the first one. So it's like more a bit actiony.
So C.
Yeah.
Yeah, like around C or D.
Next up is Jericho.
I've never played it, but I think I've heard of it.
I never played this one.
I've never played it, but it looks good. It actually does look like a horror game. I might actually add that to my list. Next up is Area 51.
Like the place, like I thought this was a video game list.
You know what's funny? You know what? I can't take this game seriously anymore, especially after 2019. Let's raid Area 51. Naruto running to the victory.
It's never that scary. It's never that scary anymore to learn about what's behind the doors.
Not interested. It's just right there. Next up is another version of Clock Tower. Now this version of Clock Tower was it was okay. It was a flipped version of the original one. I mean, not the original, but the second one. As you can see, like
reboot or something.
It was something like that. It was a PlayStation version of it. This one was okay. It was fine, but I would give it about an A.
Okay.
Like I'd give it an A. Next up is Alice Madness Returns.
Not scary to me. It's definitely a character action game above a horror game.
Yeah.
Yes. My aunt played that game, and it's a fun game for.
It's fun, but it's definitely not scary.
No.
Right. So we
Very
have.
disturbing, I'll say.
It is disturbing.
Yes.
All right, so now we have our tier list. Bada bing, bada boom, bada ba ba bum. This is the one we made. So in our haven't played but interested is whatever this game was, because we still never figured this out. This game right here.
I don't know.
Fear Effect 2.
Fear Effect.
Vampire Rain and Jericho. We haven't played these, but they look interesting.
I would recommend Paratropic.
Yeah. Next up is haven't played but not interested. The Manhunt series, Alone Survive, Black Site, Area 51, Alone in the Dark, Cold Fear, Shell Shock 2, and Area 51. Sorry, Shell Shock, you just weren't a good game. I'm sorry.
I'm
it's
shocked
okay.
they didn't have like a few other options, like Cry of Fear is a good one.
That would have been a good one.
Yeah. Yeah,
That was spooky.
that's a really spooky game.
Spooky.
Next up are our laughables, which are the Dead Rising series. Come on, y'all know that was gonna be y'all know that was gonna.
Though.
It's a good laughable.
You know what I'm sad that they don't have in here? They should have had Luigi's Mansion 1.
Yeah, why wasn't Luigi's Mansion? That's scary.
That wasn't, but that would come on. That was laughable. Come on, it would be laughable.
Yeah, but the atmosphere and the characters and everything, like they just make you want to go, ooh.
Mario.
Just Mario. Listen, if we're joking about Homecoming with Joshua, then we could just do Mario.
My favorite part of Homecoming is where when you look at the map for Shepherd's Glen, like most of it is like whatever, like random places, but then like a good like 30% chunk is just written my house. That's it. My house.
Also laughable are the Saw series games, the Umbrella Corps, Deadly Premonition, and Aliens Colonial Marines. D, because these games were more actiony than scary. Resident Evil 6, Dead Island.
Actually, give me a second.
Got it. Okay. So our D ranking was Resident Evil 6, Dead Island, Walking Dead, The Thing, Agony, The House of the Dead, Resident Evil 5, Dead by Daylight, Hellblade, Resident Evil 4, The Walking Dead, and Alice Madness Returns. These are more actiony games because they were mostly action. Like there was not that much fear. You were able to fight against whatever was coming against you.
Yes. You have all the weapons you have, you can just go against them.
Exactly. C was more of a struggle fighting against, but still very important. So we had for C, Emily Wants to Play, I think, what was it? Killing Floor, Resident Evil 2, Dying Light, The Walking Dead Telltale game, Darkness 2, Resident Evil Revelations, Fear 3, Friday the 13th, Resident Evil 2 Resident Evil Revelations 2.
Revelations 2.
Yeah, sure. Dead Space 3, The Last of Us, Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, The Evil Within 2, and Condemned Bloodshot.
Yeah.
B.
These are the middle ones.
Yeah, like these are the like B. Like C was like C is like there's action, but you have to fight really hard to go against the action, which is fine. B is more scarier than the action that you deal with, which are Resident Evil 7, Silent Hill 4, The Room, Silent Hill. I can't read that one.
Origins.
There we go. The Evil Within, the very first one. Amnesia, the pig one. Fear 2, Alan Wake, System Shock, Fatal Frame 3, Dead Space, that retraction one.
Dead Space
and
retraction.
I Have No Mouth, but I Must Scream. Those are really good. Sorry, Red Butterfly. What is the name of the girl with black hair from Demon Slayer? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Nice.
I can't wait for this episode to go on YouTube. A is Fatal Frame, Slender the Arrival, Amnesia, Resident Evil 1, System Shock 2, Dead Space 2, Slender, the 8 pages, the original Silent Hill, Parasite Eve, and Clock Tower, the flip version of another. This was a side story.
Yes.
And then finally, S, which really brings the anxiety and the fear into the game. Fatal Frame 2, PT, Dead Space 1, Outlast 1, Resident Evil 3, Nemesis, Five Nights at Freddy's, Zombie U, Layers of Fear, Silent Hill 2, Condemned Criminal Origins?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. I can barely read when it's so small.
Yeah.
Five Nights at Freddy's 2, Aliens Isolation, Clock Tower 1, and then Clock Tower 2, which I wish they added the Clock Tower from SNES in here because that would have been a good S as well. It was a very scary game and it really did its job. So all of these scary games do what they have to do. It's very good. But I think most of the fear when it comes to our games, like our horror games, is that sense of anxiety. This is like a very important lesson when it comes to like retro games. Always having that sense of anxiety. I would have added Corpse Party in here.
Yeah,
I
would have
would
been a kicker.
Corpse Party throughout the whole games. It's not action either. That's the thing. There's no action.
No.
It's literally just you running away from everything. It's one of those scary it's one of those scary RPG slash platformer games, but it does the fear factor justice. Like that game would have easily hit the A or S because it is scary, it is gory, even just the description itself is scary. And then when you go into Blood Drive, where the faces are missing of the people who died in the first game, it's very petrifying. It brings that anxiety, and it also brings forth the anxiety of existential existence now, because these guys that died in the first game, they don't exist in they don't even they there's like no existence of them in real life. That's the problem. So it's a whole existential fear, and it honestly it bombs. Honestly, it's a bomb. It's a bop. I played that game. It's a bop. Like the game is a bop. It's meant to scare the crap out of you, and it does a good job at it. Like that. Where's that game at? That one's good.
Yeah, like that would have been easily going on the top for me because that game, honestly, even though it disturbs me a bit more than just scaring me, but I would still recommend anyone playing it if you want to get a good scare out of it.
Like, there's a lot of good scary games that were not on this list too, and I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah.
I can back.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we were just talking about like the fear factor of learning like what horror games are supposed to be. There's supposed to be more anxiety to a horror game than just being able to overwhelm 100 zombies with a gun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned Cry of Fear, because that game is extremely anxiety-inducing for me personally.
I brought up Corpse Party, which honestly, that's a really
that's good.
It's a really good game. All three games easily hit the S and A title, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. Another one for me might be, In Vitro, I think it's called. It's very heavily based off of Silent Hill like motif. It's a small like indie project, but it's pretty good. It's pretty anxiety inducing. It's got interesting levels, and the premise is you're trying to save your dog because he got lost in the sewers.
Hell, I'll even say this: Phasmo is a lot scarier than some of these games because your whole thing is to hunt down the ghost, but you are using just regular salt and stuff like that when that happened. Mikan, I wouldn't want to add Higurashi because Higurashi's more of a visual novel, as opposed to Corpse Party, which has like its moments of movement that you have to dodge the things and stuff like that. I mean, I wouldn't add a visual novel to a horror game because at the end of the day, you're reading the horror story as opposed to experiencing the horror story, if that makes sense. Corpse Party, you're experiencing the horror story. The only time that I would say a visual novel in Corpse Party is a thing would be Book of Shadows. That one I wouldn't count because it's more of a visual novel, but you are moving through the game through certain character stories. So it's in between a visual novel and you are actually moving around. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we're about to end right now. So any final thoughts? We'll start with the Epic Man world.
Because back then, after even playing Resident Evil a little bit when I was a kid, I always thought I vowed to never play any horror games again. And while I do not play as much like I thought I wanted to do, but I want to give them a try because when there are certain games where they have really interesting stories that I want to look into, but sometimes I get scared of looking at them. I can't just let that get in the way of me because some of these stories have really interesting moments, interesting characters that I want to look into and know about them. But I had to get to the game first if I'm gonna experience them. So yeah, like I'm enjoying them as I wanted to, and I really want to play more of these games. So yeah.
Nikki Berry?
First and foremost, play Silent Hill 2. It's the best game ever. No, but in all seriousness, I love horror games. I'm definitely more into the whole psychological or like eldritch. I guess you could call it Lovecraftian if you want that sort of cosmic horror. I'm a fan of it, even though they didn't have any of the Call of Cthulhu games in the list for some reason. I've always loved them, and I think like a good thing that I recommend for people is to check out like itch.io for like indie horror stuff. Always like look into like smaller projects, especially now, because horror games aren't there aren't a lot, and when they're made, they're not usually good. But a lot of indie people to show your support, like World of Horror, which is a Junji Ito stylized horror anthology series that I'm in love with. The art style is gorgeous. I guess I'm just advocating for indie horror devs right now. Is my main giveaway here for the day.
All right. My final
Yeah, I
thought.
getcha.
My final thought is horror games are all about the anxiety and the fear of what's coming to us later on in games. So if we don't have that fear or anxieties in those games, is it really a horror game, or is it really just mindless kill, or is it just a mindless action game at times? You have to think about it in those anxieties and those fears. It's very important that we look at that. So that's my tip of the hat when it comes to horror games. If the horror game is not giving me anxiety, then it's not really a horror game.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right,
I
guys.
think if it doesn't make you uncomfortable in some capacity, like horror is supposed to, then yes, it does fail as like a horror medium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So we're gonna send the love over today to Lextria Ren, who is a new streamer
Yay.
and a personal friend that I know in IRL, who is now playing some Persona 4 Golden.
Oh, I recently.
The-
Ooh, I
So,
want to get in Persona.
I need
Let's.
to really finish on the PC version.
So we are going to send that love to Lextria Ren. He is a really cool friend, and let's try to get him up to affiliate. The man's been really like supporting the channel. Let's get him there, okay? So as always, this is Hito. This is Hito Retro Gaming signing out, and as always, we are going to be giving out the 8-bit love. And how we're going to do that? We have our sub raid, guys. If you are not subscribed to the channel, you don't have access to the bits. But if you are, by all means, copy and paste, as we can enjoy the new emote that Shell Shock Prime has given us, which is our 8-bit love. Our 8-bit love emotes. Which Mika, did you just give the Streamlabs a sub? Like my dude?
Oh my god, the bot has it all.
Okay, now the bot has it. Hold on, let's actually make it look pretty now. Let's make it look pretty now. Hold on, let's do it. Yeah!
Yeah.
Alright, guys, this is Hito Retro Gaming sending y'all the 8-bit love. So, 8-bit love, everyone. Let's spread it all around, guys. I will deafen on the chat if you guys want to stay on and talk for a little bit. But as always, this is Hito Retro Gaming spreading the 8-bit love. So, 8-bit love. Have an awesome rest of your night, and I'll see you next time. Later.
Later.
Woo.